Good evening, and welcome to the Doris Hall James Indie Show. Today, our featured guest is Al Chestnut from the Chestnut Brothers. Hi, Al. How are you?
I'm fine, Doris. How you doing, sister?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How have you been?
Blessed by the best.
Blessed by the best. Well, it's certainly glad to have you sitting up here with me this evening.
It's a pleasure to be here.
As we have this conversation about your career, from the beginning of your career to the present.
Okay.
Okay. It's always new things. Every artist that comes on the show has different things to present to the show. And these things help inspire others. And then they don't know a lot about you, you know. They don't know a lot about the artist, okay? And when we get on here, they'll say, oh, I didn't know he did this, and I didn't know he did that.
Right.
And it's just making the art, making everyone aware of all your contributions to the music industry and to the music world. So I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, I appreciate the invitation.
Now, the spotlight is on you, okay? So we want to start from the beginning of your career. And I know you were born in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
You were born in South Carolina.
Right.
And that's where my parents were born Columbia. I worked in Columbia, South Carolina.
Get out.
As a principal down there years ago.
Cool.
I worked there.
All
Okay.
right.
And then you came to Philadelphia. At what age did you come to Philadelphia?
Moms and pops migrated to Philly when I was only 2 years old.
Oh, you were 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know that much you didn't know that much about Columbia, South Carolina.
Moms would take us back every summer from the age of 2 until I was about 10.
Okay.
But I didn't really get a chance to familiarize myself with the environment until I was grown.
Okay.
You know, and it was like Kunta Kinte and Roots. You know, just to see so many of my people. It was a very, very emotional experience.
Yeah.
Needless to say, and as fate would have it, that was the first time that they saw me on TV.
Really?
With Miss Black America pageant. Yeah.
The family in Columbia.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was very fond memories. Very fond memories. Golden memories, you know.
Yeah. But I got a chance to travel. My parents were from Sumter, South Carolina.
Okay.
And while I was working as a principal, I was living in Columbia, but I worked in Bamberg. You probably know Bamberg.
Don't know where it is. Don't stop me the line.
And so,
that's all right.
Yeah, so I used to, when I'm in Bamberg, I used to travel back to Sumter to see the house that my parents lived in. I never did because they had torn it down by then, but it was a good experience for me to see that. So what are you doing now? Let's talk about some of the things that you're doing. First of all, let's talk about your family, because you came from a musical family.
Yeah.
Okay?
Moms and pops quite naturally are the root.
Yeah.
And pops played tenor sax. And moms sang gospel. And they basically put their careers on hold, you know, to raise us. And their spirit, their light shine through us, you know, carelessly. And, pops could blow.
You could blow?
And mom could blow. He used to, Lee Morgan, renowned trumpet player.
Okay.
Used to roll through South Philly. One of the bars that he would come and blow, pops would sit in.
Okay.
And then blow his horn. And moms recorded some stuff with the choir award singers who were, you know, were renowned back in the day.
Yes.
And our sister Pat was
She's a
the,
vocalist.
yes, she was a vocalist with the Eddie Ellis Jazz Quartet.
Yes.
So we grew up in
There's music all around.
all around.
All the time.
I can remember with crystal clarity at 5 years old, Pops playing Take 5 by Dave Brubeck. No, at 5 years old, I was digging it. You know, so that early in our growth is when we got familiar with just a plethora of different genres of music, and our appreciation by the time we began to sing and grow. You know, so we were doing Satin Doll, Moonlight in Vermont, you know, a lot of jazz standards. To be such young guys.
Yeah.
Cabaret, you know, Top Hats and Canes. And that's something that I feel very strongly is a missing element with a lot of these young performers today. Not to bash anybody, but they don't invest the time to learn the craft and how to entertain. You know? You understand what I mean? Frankie Belly likes to say, you know, these young artists can put it down, but they don't know how to pimp the mic. You know, and to a large extent, that's true.
Okay. Go, they're saying the sound is too much delay effects. So check it out. I'm sorry.
No problem. Okay. But, yeah, you know, so that was how it started for us at home.
Okay. And then, so your family they were already into music, and you and Ty got into music. And how did you two, I mean, at what age did you start saying, let's get together and form this duo?
Well, Ty was my compass, you know, and he still is, you know, to this day. He's my compass. He started singing and hooked up with a little neighborhood quartet.
Okay.
He must have been maybe 10.
Okay.
And no. At 6 years old, my first little sweetie, I was so shy.
Oh, yeah, sweetie at 6?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
And I was so shy that I couldn't muster up the nerve to talk to her, so I would sing under her window.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
And
Read the comments, Gilbert.
Her brother would bribe me. I would have to give this cat a box of Good and Plenty's or some Mike and Ike's.
Mikey Nice?
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
No, unless
You're
you
really
give me some Mikey Ike's or, you know, I ain't gonna let you sing in front of our window. So that's when my desire to sing really started to, you know, blossom. Okay. And then just following Ty, by the time I was 10, I was just learning how to harmonize and sing on my note. Okay. And we did our first professional gig at 12. I was 12 years old at the Delphi Ballroom in West Philly.
Yeah.
And God bless him, may he rest in peace. Fred Cohen.
Oh,
okay. He was in a group when they had a hit song on Swan Records called "Woman Is a Man's Best Friend." Okay. So Fred was the big dog in the community, but he saw something in us.
Yes.
Was Ty and myself, a brother named Nasir, his brother Vendel, and Wilbur Piggy Burrell. The five of us, we were a little quintet.
Okay.
And as the next year or two unfolded, it became obvious to us, these guys aren't as serious as we are.
Yeah, you have to have someone that, you know, feels the passion like you do. Yeah.
And we moved out the neighborhood, and Ty and I would walk sometimes from 4th Street all the way back up to 24th Street to rehearse. And after 45 minutes, well, man, I got to leave rehearsal because I promised my girl I'd take her to the movies. Man, I got to leave rehearsal. Yeah. And wait a minute now. We done walked all the way up here. You know, So he got frustrated, and he said, man, I don't want to do this no more. I begged him. I said, let's find some new guys. He said, no, I don't want to do this no more. And Sam and Dave came on the radio.
Okay.
You don't know like I know. I said, wait a minute, Sam and Dave.
All right.
It's only two of these guys. Right? The Righteous Brothers came out, around that time. Only two of them.
Right.
I said,
Hall & Oates.
So, no, this was way before Hall & Oates.
I'm sorry.
So I figured, well, let me put the big squeeze on Ty.
She knew that.
I said, Ty, listen, man, if they can do it, it's just two of them.
Yes.
Why can't we do it?
Yeah.
So Sam and Dave, started
Sam and
it
Dave,
off.
yeah.
Inspiration, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what set us off as a duo.
And how old were you two then?
So, I was 14,
Oh, you were still real young.
15.
Yeah.
Ty was maybe 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
we never looked back.
You were doing doo-wop before too, right?
Yeah, we were
That
doo-wopping
was great.
with the quartets and the quintets.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we really cut our teeth.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But as I said, they weren't nowhere near as dedicated as he and I. One thing that I so miss and very much appreciate about the old days is the dedication that we have. When I look back in retrospect, it was healthy competition.
Right.
Unlike a lot of these beefs.
Yeah.
In South Philly? Ooh.
50 Cent, he got a beef with Jay-Z. This young cat got a beef with this guy. It wasn't none of that. We had a crew of young artists in our age bracket. All of us were young. We were developing our craft and, as Italians would say, making our bones, chasing our dreams, but we supported each
You
other.
supported each other, and you wanted to do this.
Exactly.
You wanted to do it. Yeah.
And I
No
thank
time
God
for
to this
foolishness.
day,
Mhm.
Ty and I still got some good relations. So many of us are no longer here.
Yeah.
But those who still are, I want to give a quick shout out, Cubby St. Charles, Larry Davis, Porky, Russell Dabney, the
Russell
Kangs
Dabney.
Russell Dabney.
from Gypsy Lane.
Yes.
Yeah, man, Harry Miller, Harry Moon, he just passed away. Rest in peace, my brother. Pat and the Blenders. Just a nice little crew, man. And we would challenge each other, So as our skills developed, we began to, make a lot more progress. As y'all probably know, that's the
Yeah.
Gypsy Lane is playing on all those hit records for the Village People. And the Ritchie family,
Yeah,
Cubby
yeah,
went on,
I wanted, yeah.
cut several records on his own.
Well, see, I think back then we had values
Yes.
and morals, okay, and we wanted it so bad that we wanted to just focus on our craft.
Mm.
Okay, no time for foolishness. We wanted to, and so when I look back at the groups and all the groups that were around me, I can honestly say a lot of the girls that were with me, they didn't want it as bad as I did. Okay?
So you can relate to what I'm saying.
Yeah, they didn't
Yeah.
want it. They had so much to do, and it just wasn't it wasn't the same.
It was
Okay.
a fad to be
And
up
they
front.
and
Right.
they were more talented. They were more talented, but they didn't want it. They
Right.
just
They didn't have the
They didn't-
dedication that
no.
you had.
Mm-mm. So I understand exactly
Mhm.
what you're saying.
Golden times, man, And as we grew older, we worked some of the same John Howell and the Blue Notes,
Yeah.
Frankie Beverly, and they were Raw Soul then.
Yeah. Right.
Intruders, Delphonics, Kaboo on 52nd Street.
Mm-hmm.
And Ty and I, man, wow.
Well, that's great. That's great that you
Yeah.
two had the opportunity to work with each other. What, for 40 years?
48 years.
48
We had a 48-year run together.
That's a
Isn't
good
that?
run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's give them applause for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I was reading about you, because a lot of stuff I didn't know, so I'm saying, ho. But your theme song, Stop the Violence.
Yes.
How did you and Ty write that?
Ty and I did write that in association with the brother who was the musical director for our band at the time, Kenny Diggs.
Kenny Diggs, okay.
Yeah, got to give Kenneth
Okay.
his props as well.
Okay, good job, Kenny. Good job.
hmm
Okay. And how did that come about?
Unfortunately, it was inspired by a tragedy that happened to my son Abdul.
Oh.
He went to see this young lady out in North Philly and was attempted carjacking, and was pistol whipped.
Hmm.
Okay.
How old was he at the time?
I think he was 19 at the time, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good song. Okay.
Thank you.
I listened to it, and it's still going on today. you know, and
Sadly.
stop the
It's
violence.
worse today.
Stop the violence is still something that we should, and I know we do say it,
Yeah.
but that's something that should always be said. Stop the violence,
Mhm.
because it's probably worse now than ever. You know.
Well, it's eerie that I'm doing this interview with y'all today and talking about this, because early this morning, as I had mentioned to you earlier, a young brother was shot to death in South Philly on the same corner where all of this started for me and Ty, right on the corner of 24th and Federal. That's where we would congregate and do up. As kids. And quite naturally, you know, our hearts and sentiments go out to the family, but I want to give props to Norman Best, his late wife Ella, Harold McKendrick, and their crew, because basically they're taking the baton. Ty and I were on the front line with this movement for 23 years.
Okay.
And they formed an organization called Don't Shoot, I Want a Future.
I want a future. I want to live. Yeah.
And they just do a wealth of events for the kids. It's very inspiring, very inspiring. And they would call us, you know, and we would, you know, come out to some of their events, you know, whenever time and circumstances permit. But it's just a plague nowadays, man. You know, you can hardly go anywhere and feel safe, sadly.
Is it somewhere that is this a Stop the Violence? Is it on social media? Can it be down there?
Yeah.
It is.
We got a plethora of stuff on social media. That one is our thing.
Facebook
People is our battle cry.
Right.
You know, but Stop the Violence, it still will always be our theme song.
Can people find this association, this affiliation on Facebook? Like you got your
Oh
own
yeah,
Facebook page?
not only on Facebook, but all of our
social
CDs are available on most digital outlets as well. CD Baby, Amazon, iTunes,
Right.
you know, so forth
But I
and so
was thinking more of the organization.
on. We basically shut the movement down.
Okay.
A long story short,
Okay.
as I said, we were on the front line with this movement for 23 years,
Mm-hmm.
internationally.
Right.
You understand what I mean? We did it. First stop was in London, like I told you. Then
Yes,
Tony
in
brought us to the Middle East. We did 2 tours in the Middle East with Tony Jones,
Tony Jones, right?
TNT.
TNT.
Mm-hmm.
But after we moved to Atlanta, we hooked up with an organization called Victory Over Violence, which was started by our brother Fred Watson. May he rest in peace.
Okay.
Sadly, his story, he was jacked in Washington, D.C., robbed, shot in the head, and left for dead.
Oh God.
By the grace of God, he survived and had to learn how to walk and talk all over again. After he healed to a certain point, he felt inspired to start Victory Over Violence. And they were looking for a theme song.
Okay.
And he heard Stop the Violence on the radio on one of the stations in Atlanta and flipped.
Okay.
Called a radio
All
station.
right.
Who are these guys? You know, you from Philly, and he got in touch. And that's really who brought us to Atlanta for the first time. Keep in mind now, we were commuting back and forth to Atlanta for 10 years
Already.
before we made the move. And we did the 90s. He set the table for us to bring the band down there in 96 for the Olympics. And we hired Tony as a musical director.
Tony Jones.
Tony Jones.
TNT.
Tony's again.
And the first gig we did,
Yes.
Frankie Beverly's and Maze's, one of their managers' associates was passing our stage. Just as we were coming, we used to open and close our show with Stop the Violence. And the transition from Stop the Violence used to go right into Southern Girl.
Okay. Southern Girl by Frankie
okay.
Beverly.
Yes.
Okay.
And their manager's assistant was walking right by our stage. I kid you not. Just as Tony directed the band, boom, whop.
Okay.
And we stopped in his tracks. They were looking for a band to open for P-Funk
Okay.
at a club this guy owned back in Alabama.
All right.
Where he's from. Here again, this is how the Creator puts you
I know.
in certain
I know.
places at certain times.
That's
You
right.
understand?
Yes.
But it never came to fruition. 3 days after that, is when the bomb went off
9/11.
in Atlanta. When that
Oh,
bomb went
that-
off during the Olympics.
Okay, yes.
That happened 3 blocks from the stage we was on.
Okay.
Less than 30 minutes after we closed the show and stopped the violence. We heard the explosion.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now Abdul, phew, he was doing part-time security at one of the sites and decided not to go to work that day.
Mm.
And that's the site where he was working.
Bless
So here again, God saved him, again.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it was very, very upsetting, all the time and effort that we put in there, for this tour.
Mm.
Because other than Boys to Men, we were the only Philly-based group down there.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, that blows my mind. But one of the cats in the band said, whoa, wait a minute, man. Maybe this is why we came down here.
Right.
To
Right.
stop the violence.
Right.
Because suppose we weren't here, your
Right.
son would have went to work.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
who knows,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just from a spiritual perspective, I thank God every day for all the blessings, the angels that he keeps around us.
Yes.
And that's the end of my commercial, on all that.
No, but
I
we
get
do
juiced up, man.
understand. We understand that, and but let's take a break and let's say hello to some of the people that join in. Okay.
Doris,
Yes.
before you do that,
Yes.
say thank you to the people that followed you.
Oh, I was going to do that.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. I was going to do that, but let's take and Matt Green. Can you read? You want me to read it? Can you see?
Matt Green.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, Matt.
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in, brother.
Matt and Rosa
And
always
Rosa.
they
Okay.
always join in. Thank you guys so very much. Okay. And Matt is saying hi, Doris, Gil, and Al. Okay.
Appreciate you.
Harfez, another one, always joining. Thank you so much,
He's a regular.
Harfez. Yes.
Mhm.
And DJ Indie Show, Matt said, how's the sound? I think that's been taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay. And Carlos is saying,
Brother Carlos.
the sound is too much delay effects. He's still saying that.
Yeah, we corrected that.
Okay.
All right.
Arfez said, good evening, Doris, Gil, and your guests. I'm watching. Blessings. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pat, for joining in. Thank you, Carlos. It's much better. Shirley Carter says hello. Thank you, Shirley. And how about now, DJ, how about now? How about now, call Israeli? What does that mean? Okay. Matt Green, it sounds like you're in a tunnel, but I can understand what they're saying. Okay, thanks. Good evening. Shirley Carter is saying good evening. Matt is saying much better now. Ron Taylor joined in and said good evening, Doris and Al. Good to see you both and enjoying the show.
Awesome.
Eddie Holman joined in.
Oh, my brother.
Yes, Eddie Holman joined in.
You said
Hi.
y'all go a long way back.
Hi, Eddie.
Way back.
Yeah. Eddie
Marty.
Holman. Marty Gibbs.
What's up, Marty?
Marty Gibbs.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Hardmore in the house.
Okay. My friend from West Virginia when I was a principal there.
Yeah.
Okay, Barbara Berger.
All right.
Thank
all
you
right.
for joining in, Barbara. Mike Jones joined in.
Hey,
Thank
Mike.
you, Mike. Okay, so now this is what Eddie's saying. Everyone, Al, we go back. Remember that New Year's gig we did in Baltimore? You had to drive home because I
He
was
was
so
busy
drunk from
yep.
drinking champagne that night
Oh,
before.
my God.
You had to drive home. But
Yep.
thank you for driving Eddie home.
You got to thank the travel agents for that one, 'cause I was slightly tilted myself,
Oh
too.
my goodness. Where in Baltimore was it?
Oh, man. Don't get me to lie, though. So I
Okay.
gave
Because
it
I
was
lived in
at
Baltimore too. I lived
was
all
at a-
over. Okay.
one of the swank hotels down there.
Okay, Sandy, my sister joined. Thank you so much for joining, Sandy. Hi, Doris. Glad to be with you guys tonight. Glad to have you with us, Barbara. Sandy, hello, Doris. Matt Green. The Chestnut brothers were part of the golden era of talent in Philly. I heard of them when I was in junior high from my late friend Jeff Hodges, who went to Bach.
Oh, my gosh.
Bach.
Yeah.
Bach.
Go to Bach and be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, get your
Be
tray,
okay.
right?
That's right, yeah.
Rosa Richardson. Hi, Rosa. Thank you so much for joining. Carla says, tell my man, Al, let me get that hat. He wants your hat. Al goes back to the good old days. Everyone he named are my peoples. Goodness. Al Chestnut came from a long way and is still standing strong. He sings his butt off. He came to the top shelf and sang with my band. They loved him. He says, so I'll go back. And Dana Harrell.
Diana, it's our sister.
Diana.
Hey,
is that your sister?
Spiritual sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Diana. Blessings to the Chestnut Brothers, and thank you for this interview. And I thank them for coming to this interview, too. Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's beautiful.
Is that,
All right.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
And thank you, guys. Like Gilbert said, I was going to say it, for following me over from my personal page to my business page. We will be airing from my business page from this day forward, hopefully. Yep. And I want to thank you for your continued support of the Indie Show. Okay. Now, let's talk about your solo career. Okay, let's talk about that for a moment.
Well, I got the green light from Todd now to take the raps off of the reality of really was responsible for that. After we moved to Atlanta, I think it was the 4th or 5th year we were down there. Mm-hmm. Ty had a stroke.
Okay.
December 27th. And by the grace of God, he had the stroke in his sleep. By the grace of God, he woke up. I was able, to get him to the hospital. And that was really the start of the initial seeds, for me to start flying solo. It took 2.5 years for me to just come to grips with this. Because he and I are so connected, even though through the years, I would do individual stuff. Most notably, the run I did with the Miss Black America pageant back in 77, 78. Went out to LA for the first time, here at the old convention center.
Yeah, okay. Right.
And the third time in Washington, D.C. And would freelance with certain bands during the time. Ty wanted to take 2 years off just to develop his guitar skills and his production skills, which is at the time when he and I really got serious about writing and producing our music. Okay. So after he had the stroke, and I was emotionally stable enough, because I was ready to hang it up. Seriously, so many people was coming at me, man, why don't you keep it going and, hook up with something else to replace Ty. Can't nobody replace Ty. Right. Mm-hmm. So, to this day, that it just never happened. But we decided, okay, we've traveled the world doing these message songs, being committed to community service initiatives. Why don't we shift the spotlight on a love song?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had collaborated with Bobby Eli on a couple of songs, one of which was Touch Me in a Special Way, which we originally wrote with the Temptations in mind.
Okay.
Featuring Ron Tyson.
Okay.
But we just couldn't get it to the Temps. And the demo just sat there for years, so we figured we'd dust that off. And that was my first solo single.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it turned out pretty well.
And you can get that one online too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Touch Me in a Special Way.
Touch Me in a Special Way.
Yeah.
So we can go online and we can get that. And those of you that's not familiar with that particular tune, go online and it can be purchased, downloaded, and all that. Okay.
Most digital outlets.
Okay. So now you're continuing on that road as being a solo artist. Okay? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Well.
That's what you want to do?
It's just too much a part of who I am. Not to.
Not to, right.
I've had
it's
some
like
health
a passion.
issues. some health issues myself, which I had to put everything on hold for a couple of years. You know, I had a major surgery, and I'm slowly working myself back into shape. So now and then, you know, I'll pop up and sit in, you know, like I did with Shirley Lights and her crew at the Top Shelf. And, you know, I just want to give props to, you know, some of those artists who still support us. You know, Kenny Jackson, Johnny Croon, Stacey McGee, you know, quite naturally, you know, the UGO family, who afford me an opportunity.
Carlos is in there too.
Yeah, you know, Bill Jolly, you know, and the crew with the Grand Slam Band, you know.
With Brett.
Yeah, with Brett and Pamela, you know, Renee Smith.
Yeah.
So these are hits, you know, that I do periodically just to sing.
Okay.
But I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity to give major props to our longtime co-producer and chief engineer, Paul Wycliffe, Skyline Productions. He had I can't even find the words. You know, we did our first project in 1987, and he's still riding with us to this very day.
Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful?
Ride or die. There you go.
Yeah, man. 5-time Grammy-nominated engineer. You know, his lovely wife. I got to give props to his wife, Rosanna Vitro, also. She invited me to do a duet on her previous CD.
Okay.
You know, telling me the truth. She and I did a wicked duet of the Stable Singers.
Get that, yeah.
Respect Yourself.
Respect yourself. All right.
With a jazz spin on it, you know.
Okay.
So
We need to.
yeah, Rosanna Vitro.
Yeah.
Tell me the truth. You know, that's available as well.
Yeah.
Look in the camera, talk to her.
Yeah.
Hey, Ro. Love you, girl, you know.
Okay.
You know, they're like family to us, you know. The beautiful daughter, Sarah, you know, we came up to New York when she got married. You know, we've known her since she was this high, and now she's a beautiful young lady with her family. Just had her first child, you know. So we got a great support network. And
Can I throw something in here? About 4 or 5 years ago, Doris and I got invited by my sister Janine to come out to Ardmore. Right? Ardmore had a festival.
a Unity Day.
Unity Day. Right. Bunny Sigler was there for
That's
that
right.
day, and you and your brother were killing it. Right?
Wow.
And I tried to talk to them. I think, were we doing this indie show?
They didn't know you then, baby.
No, they didn't know me, and they kind of brushed me off. You know, kind of.
No, I didn't brush you off.
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
right.
Yeah, but you brought up a good thing. That's
Okay.
brushed me off. But you know, I said, well,
Yeah, she ain't gonna let me off the hook
yeah, I
with
said,
that, right?
let me tell you, I'll be back. Yeah, I'll get him. I'll get him. Yeah, I remember that. But it was a nice
Very
affair.
nice
Although you
affair.
brushed me off, it's a nice affair. And Bunny Sigler was there, and Brett was there too.
Brett was there too, right?
Brett was there too, wasn't he? Yeah, he said.
Well, Brett and the band were the house band that day.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
And actually, Bunny was supposed to close the show. And Marty Gibbs,
Yeah.
Marty gives him.
my
Marty gives
brother,
him,
he said,
yeah.
no. We insist that you close the show. I said, Marty, with all due respect, Bunny, you know, is still the cat.
Yeah.
You know, I respect that.
Yeah.
You know, he's one of my OGs. So no. But here again, got to give Marty additional props because this song touched me in a special way. Long story short, was a merger of my son's label, AE Music Group, with Marty's label, Rebel Hill,
Okay.
with Warner Music Group.
Rebel Hill. That's Marty's label. Yeah.
So,
So your
had it not been,
your son has a record label also.
yeah. Marty and us have a mutual associate in Atlanta,
Okay.
Glow Hunter,
Okay.
and Glow told us about Marty. So, after the first initial conversations and finding out he had that connect with Warner Brothers, I said, well, my son is still trying to launch his label. Would you be interested in doing a merger?
Okay. That was
So
good.
that's how we connected those dots,
Okay.
you know. And his first project was a CD that he put out for Tony Jones's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Latrice.
Latrice.
Tony brought Ty and I over to Bahrain for an 8-week run.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, Tony, man, wow.
He's something, isn't he?
That's our brother from another mother.
Yes, 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 yes.
You understand?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
still playing, and he
Yeah.
got his health issues, but he's
Listen.
still rolling too.
When I had my surgery,
Mm.
Tony insisted that he be the one to pick me up and take me to the hospital.
Mm.
Okay.
And he be the one to bring me home.
All right.
Now, mind you, I was in the hospital 3 weeks. And another 4th week in rehab, he took me to the hospital, came to the rehab joint, picked me up, and brought me home.
All right.
Well, we want to give
I
a
still
big
get-
shout out to Tony Jones. Okay.
So that's
All
then
right.
that commercial.
Not to mention he plays the dog shit
Oh
out of
man,
the
listen.
And that
Listen.
bass he had custom made with,
The two bases, the
yeah,
one on top,
2
one on the bottom.
basses, something.
And props to Tony for our battle cry of the people,
Yeah. Mhm.
which he wrote.
All right.
And that's, I want to see if I can, look, I
It's
have
in there.
it. I
It's in
know.
here.
It's in this one?
Mhm.
Okay. I think it's the last one.
It is.
It is.
Yep.
Can you hold it where they can see it?
Uh-oh. There we go.
Okay.
No glare, no glare.
Okay. Can you see it?
Can y'all see it?
And this was written by
Tony Jones.
Tony. Did he produce it too? Who
No.
produced it?
We produced it.
You produced. You guys produced it. Tony
He
wrote
played
the
this
song.
for us in his hotel room
Mhm.
when we were in Istanbul.
Okay.
And Ty and I were so blown away by the demo, we tried to
I
convince
think
him
you told me that.
to
yeah.
record it himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
He refused. He said, man, I wrote this song with you guys in mind. Because it ties right in with your
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely
peace
talented.
message and world peace and stop the violence.
Mhm.
Can I show these?
Yeah,
Okay. So we did in here, and this is Stop the Violence, right?
that's the Dirty South remix.
Dirty South remix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop,
What's
Stop
the
the Violence.
difference?
The difference
Yeah.
is the original version is on the Peace Suite CD.
Okay.
This is a remix of that. Well, yeah,
Okay.
a
so,
remake.
So the
The original version is on the
this
Peace Suite
the
CD.
original version was on the Peace Suite,
Yes.
and then this is
And,
the remix, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
we have a third version that is available online, but we have not yet really started heavily promoting it.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The Universal remix, which features one of Bob Marley's granddaughters.
Okay.
So that one has a reggae type / ska type vibe to it.
Now
But it's
this,
available also.
This is
So,
Traveling
hold
On.
Let me see.
That to this day, Ty and I feel that's the best song that we've ever written. Our sister co-wrote that one with us. Donnie Hathaway wanted to record this song.
Traveling On.
Yeah, we were blessed to meet Donnie and let him hear some of our songs. And when he heard that one, that made him cry. Man, I'm gonna put this in my show. I'm gonna take it on the road for about 6 months, and then I'm gonna put it on my next record.
Okay.
Step back for a
Okay.
second. Is that the one piece?
Yeah.
Where? Yeah.
That's it
Peace
right there.
Suite,
Peace
yes.
Suite.
Yes.
Okay.
Traveling On is on that also, even though Traveling On blew up so big for us internationally.
Mm-hmm.
We released it as a single
Okay.
after that.
What else you got in here?
And then he has.
That's the remake
That's a remake.
of Whole Lot of You and Me.
Yeah.
The original version was the one we did.
I listened to this the other day, I think.
Okay. The original version featured
Yeah,
Grover
this is-
Washington Jr. This is the remake of that.
Okay.
And Grover had agreed to play on this. I talked to him the day before. The last time I talked to him, the next day was when he had his heart attack and passed away.
Mm. Nothing guaranteed, bro.
So Donnie passed away before he got a chance to record
Yeah.
Traveling On.
Mhm.
And then, we were not blessed to have Grover on this remake of Whole Lot of You and Me.
How about this one?
Girls. That's, my son calls that the international female theme. Yeah.
Okay.
How to be a player. Huh?
Well, not necessarily. We're giving props to girls.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
Okay, I got a couple more, so I just want to go through.
Let me throw this one up here.
Which one do you have?
Right here. Let's see.
Oh,
There
that's
you
what
go.
I was going to do too.
That's the last. Well, you don't have to put it up because they
I know,
can see
I know.
that.
I'm just putting it up. 'Cause
That's the Retro Soul
Mm-hmm.
album, which
Yeah.
is the last one that Ty and I did, you know,
Mm-hmm.
before he had a stroke.
When was this one?
And this was.
2008.
Okay.
And this is. Did you put this one up?
No, I didn't have a copy of that.
Okay, and I have it in the wrong, but
Touch
This
Me in a
is-
Special Way.
this is Touch Me, and this is your solo.
Yeah, solo single.
Single here. Touch Me in a Special Way.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And the
Well,
Brotherly Love album, you know, somewhere between all of those,
Yeah.
as well as the Missing Links album we did with Victor Bailey.
but you know, with all these CDs,
Mm.
you had a fantastic career.
Thank you.
You know, and it's still you're continuing to move forward towards your musical journey, because this is half of what you're going to do. Okay.
Well, hopefully so.
no,
you know.
no, not hopefully. You're going
Okay.
to do it. Okay. You know, you got it together, and we give credit to the man above, and he's going to.
Oh, he gets
move
all
you-
all the props.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
move you through. You know, you're still talented. Are you still writing songs?
Yeah, matter of fact, Tony's working on his new record, and he wants to feature one of our songs on his record.
Okay. Okay.
And with God's blessings,
Mhm.
we'll be able to enlist the talents of someone who, as far as I'm concerned, is criminally unsung, Carol Riddick.
Okay.
I let Carol hear the song last week. She really likes it. So
Okay.
we're going to see, you know, what comes out of that.
Okay.
And Paul Wycliffe, our co-producer, wants to do a new album.
Mm.
Outstanding.
And
See?
we already talked to, you know, the big dog and UGO, Henry,
Okay.
to have him and his crew.
Macmillan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, you know, several of the tracks.
Mhm.
Not most of the tracks, you know, for that one. So, you know, we got some really exciting stuff on the horizon. I want to mention the fact that my son, Abdul, had just launched his company, XOD, Experience on Demand, which is a streaming company, you know, similar to Netflix, you know.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
What's
But
the
on a
name of
much-
that? Say that again.
XOD, Experience on Demand.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, him and some of his crew down in Atlanta. They're launching that globally. And we connected some dots with some people out in California, you know, as well. So hopefully me and Ty will start being able to, you know, to do some traveling, you know, shortly. Because I'm just so itchy, you know, to get back on the road, man. But we got to wait on the creator.
Yes.
You know, when it's time, everything, you know, will come to fruition.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you know, I give thanks for people like you and Gil, you
Yeah.
know, for
We're here all, you know, every week, bringing on,
giving us a chance
you know,
to keep
bringing on the best artists. You know, we're
There you
bringing
go.
on
There
you
you go.
guys, and we want to thank you for everything you've done for Philadelphia and the whole world.
People
And
gotta know. They
we want
gotta
you to,
know.
we want them to know. They said, well, why do you do it? We do it because we know, we want you to know what these guys and gals has done for our music.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I also want to give some shout outs also
Okay.
to some of the organizations
Look right in there.
that we work with
Okay.
when we were pushing to stop the violence movement. Mothers in Charge, Men United for Better Philadelphia.
Okay.
Operation Safe Streets, you know, when Mayor Street, you know, when he was in the saddle. Sylvester Johnson, when he was the police commissioner.
Mm.
I would also be remiss if I didn't give props to Brother David Barnes as well, you know, just for hanging in there with our photography work
Okay.
back in the day.
Okay.
And Bobby Paulino, you know, a very talented art director. So, I just want to give props to everybody
Yes.
who've been riding
Everybody.
with us, man,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
But even though we're not healthy enough to keep boots on the ground at this stage of the game, we're still shining our light.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
But
And
you can
spirit
keep,
will always be on the front line through spirit and song.
and you can keep music in the world.
Yes,
You can still keep that music going, flowing
Mhm.
through, right?
absolutely.
Let's take a second and let's go back. I don't know. Let me see where we are. Let me see. I think we did Ron Taylor, right?
Hmm.
Eddie Holman, we did Barbara but Mike Jones. Okay, so we got them, we got her. Okay, Sandy Sykes. The Chestnut was going Adrian Town. heard them when I was, we did that one. What was that?
Yeah, you started Tony Richards.
Okay, let me see. Tony Richards joined.
Right.
Hi,
Hi,
Tony.
Tony.
Okay, Tony Richards joined. She was on last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony Richards. She's a great singer, and she did a really good interview. And she's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Jay?
East Philly.
She's from Camden, New Jersey.
Okay.
Hi, Tony.
Carlos, tell her I'll be shouting him out Tuesday.
I'll be
Okay,
shouting him
Carlos.
out Tuesday night on Let's Go Back show. Carlos has that Let's Go Back show, and it is really a good show. You know,
Yeah.
it's really a good show, and you can sit back and listen. And one thing he does, he finds songs that no one else ever heard. You know.
Well, they heard it, but
They,
it's
I don't
bad.
think. Well, they may be. You remember years ago they used to be B-sides.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, B-sides and B-sides, but they're really
Good.
good. They're really good songs. He takes his job very serious.
It's
and
good, brother.
He does a good job.
You got a pocket on them drums, too, man.
Yeah,
Let's
he
go
does
back
good.
8 o'clock Tuesday nights and Saturday
My
nights.
little brother
Well,
Stanley Brisbane. What's up, little
Stanley,
brother?
Yeah, hi, Stanley. And Willington, still, I have to call you. I keep trying to remember. But I'll get there next week. And Stanley, hey, Stanley. Okay, good evening, Willington. And that's Stanley again. Big brother, love you, brother.
Love you, too, little
Okay.
brother.
We're going to go to Shirley said, love you, brother. Learned so much from Al and Ty. Okay, isn't it heartwarming?
Very much
Then
so.
Harfez says, I commend you, brother Al, for keeping the dream alive. I'm in Georgia. Maybe we'll cross paths down the road. Peace. God bless.
Peace, my brother.
Okay. He's a good guy.
That's
Our
awesome.
favorite producer,
Okay.
too.
Yeah. Harfez is a songwriter and a producer.
Okay.
And we play a lot of his music on Philly Live Radio. So he does good, I think.
That's
also.
awesome.
Okay. Now, we want to just go back and talk about how can we reach you? If somebody wants to reach you, what's the best way? Is it, we're not performing, I just want to, just to talk to him because he's not really performing right now. But either way, how can we reach you?
ChestnutBrothers.com or ChestnutBrothers@gmail.com is our email address.
Okay, okay.
As far as any potential performances, we in the process of furthering relations with a really strong management team. I want to keep that under wraps for the time being.
Okay.
But meanwhile, through Henry McMillian.
Hi, Pat.
You gonna keep it on the wraps?
Hi, Pat.
Yeah, I have to.
You have to?
I'm here.
Oh.
In a minute, it's going to introduce
Hey,
itself.
Okay.
But like I said, it's some really interesting things,
Y'all stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned now. And something else, I would be remiss, got to give them their props as well. Back in the mid-'80s, before we worked on the Missing Links record with Victor Bailey, we connected with Joe Jefferson.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Joe Tarsia.
Joe Tarsia.
Alright.
We're starting a production company, and we're looking for acts, and Joe brought us in.
Alright.
And we did some tracks with him. Unfortunately, we weren't able to launch the project. And from the very beginning, Jerry Blabbett.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Jerry
good
was
Joe
the one
Blabbett.
that connected the dots for tying out to get our first major record label deal with Paramount.
Way
That
back
was
when.
great.
And he would not accept a dime.
No?
To this day, when I see him, what's up, little brother? That's been 500 years ago. But you appreciate those who helped you along your journey. You understand? None of us can do it, on our own.
Right.
And that's a level of humility and appreciation that Ty and I have always kept.
Okay.
And it's just a part of who we are, So, Jerry deserves a major prop because he really set the table for us to launch our thing on an international level.
Did I get this right? The heater?
The Geeter with the heater.
The heater with the heater.
Yeah.
He heard about us, brought us over, invited us to come to this radio show,
Okay.
and asked us to sing something for him a cappella on the spot,
Alright.
on the radio.
Okay.
And you did, right?
We went right in the hole uncovered by Sammy Davis. And he said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be booking these guys as memories down in Margate, New Jersey,
Yeah.
and they gonna make Sam and Dave sound like white boys. I'm bringing them down there with their bad men. I looked at each other. Holy shit! I mean, that's some big shoes. Sam and Dave, you know, I mean, they weren't in their prime at that time, but just a great guy, man. I was able to see Johnny. Jerry Henry invited me to a launch at a new venue here. It's slipping me, but Jerry was there. Joe Piscopo, the Roots, you know, was a lot of key players in the house. As soon as he saw me, what's up, little brother? We hugged and, you know, took some pictures, you know, together. But just some golden memories, you know. I'm probably rambling now, but you know.
But it's all good.
You know, and it's a lot of, I imagine lots of people tuning in tonight would like to know how do they get into the music field. I mean, I know it's hard. We know it's hard.
One lesson that Ty and I learned early in our career. No one will ever believe in your dream as much as you do.
Yes.
You dig? So just stay on path. Don't try to be nobody else but who you are, and just try to shine your light. You know, keep in mind that we all are put here to serve as angels at various times as we travel our journey, just as there are others who serve as angels for ourselves. I mean, the fact that I'm still here with y'all, for what I've been through, you know, Creator got some angels around me, and I never allow myself to forget that. I thank Him every day.
Yes.
As soon as I wake up, I thank Him every night when I lay it down. And I want to thank the two of you just for, you know, joining our army of angels.
Yes.
And hopefully, you know, we can find a way to be a blessing, you know, to y'all as well.
Well, you are a blessing because all these people join in tonight, and they join in to see and hear you, okay, and hear your story, and some of the things that, you know, you went through and how strong you are to continue going. Some people would have given up.
That's true.
But sometimes when it's music or something, when it's your passion, you can't hardly give it up, you know. And that's when you have those transferable skills, you know, that, you know, Ty can write, you know, Ty can produce, you know, and although...
Oh, his mind is still sharp.
Yeah, and although he may not want to performing is, that's hard, you know, because you were telling about the tour you went, and over in London, you said, and you did like how many shows every... We
did 3 shows in the UK. Prior to that, we did a 6-week run throughout Germany. Then we did an 8-week run in Bahrain, and then another 8-week run in Cyprus. So
you were just on that tour bus all the time, right?
Sheesh. Everybody's not cut out for it, you know. And that was the period when and may she rest in peace, our sister Pat. She joined the group, and she was with us, you know, for a few years as well.
Yeah.
So her spirit shines upon us, and Mom's light, Pop's light will always shine through us. Man, you know, we're just special, man, you know. Right. So just to still be able to do this. Yeah. As I said, you know, with all I've been through, it humbles me.
And it's really, I guess, when I think about the things I wanted to do, all my life I wanted to sing, but it wasn't meant for me to do that, okay? And sometimes you ask, well, why? You got this person, this, and it's not meant. Maybe it's use a transferable skill, do something else, because it's the times I was out there, it was so hard. Right. You know, on that, and we used to always be on this bus going from one place to another. This night you're here and this and that. That was really hard.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not for everybody. You know.
That was really hard. And so, you know, that's why I want to do something else. You know, there's always another way to promote and do things for those who are still in music besides the performing aspect of it. Okay?
And props to Tom Bell also.
Oh yeah, Tom Bell.
Tom Bell signed us. Wow. Long story short, rather than bring us into the Philly International family, Tom had just won the Grammy for Producer of the Year.
Ooh, okay.
And this was when he was hired with the Spinners and the Starlets and all
Yes, yes.
that. Atlanta gave him the opportunity to launch his own label. And we were supposed to be the act that he was going to,
Open with now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But due to some personal issues, he had to relocate out to Puyallup, Washington.
Yeah.
So that's another project that never, came to fruition. But he saw that light in us. You know what I mean? So, big props to you, Brother Tom.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
And he's had a hell of a career, hasn't he?
Stellar career.
I mean,
Stellar career.
he's just had a career. I was looking online the other day at his credits and all the things he's done.
Quite lengthy.
Yes.
And Tom is a funny guy too, man. Tommy heard us. We had an audition for Kenny Gamble.
Mm-hmm.
He heard about us through the little gigs we was doing around South Philly. And he's man, I really dig you, cats, but you're just too young.
Oh, man.
No, seriously. I was 14, Ty was 16. Guy we knew Tom Bell. So we told him what happened. He said, don't worry about it. I got somebody else I want to hear y'all. He sets up audition with Tom Bell. Same thing, man. I love you guys, but you're too young. Come back and see me in about 10 years.
Oh.
10 years.
10 years. Do you know we came back 9 years later?
Okay, and?
Earl Shelton, may he rest in peace, heard a demo of a song we wrote called Sweet Little Rita.
Sweet Little Rita.
Yeah, which we released as a 12-inch later on to a label out of Montreal.
Okay, sounds familiar.
And he let Tommy hear the demo. Tommy liked it. Earl called all excited. Tommy loves your song, man. He wants to meet with you guys immediately. They set the meeting up like 3 days later. We couldn't believe it. We go down to Philly International. We wait in the lobby. Tommy comes out. Oh, no, I don't believe it. You're the same two funny-looking guys. When you told us to come back 10 years later, so we figured we'd come a year early. And that was the initial development of a wonderful, relationship with Tom, man.
Great.
Yes. Well, I'm looking at this, and I think your brother just came in.
The Ty, yeah.
Thanks for having my favorite and only brother, Ty Chestnut. And thank you so much for your contribution to the music world. Thank you, Ty.
It's the right side of my heart.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. Now, is there any, it's time to really go. Go Beats telling me in a minute it's time to go. Time to go. Is there any more shout-outs that you want to say?
Oh, man. My wheels are just spinning. I'm just trying to remember as many people, as possible. Whoever I may have failed to mention, don't take it personal.
Right.
We appreciate you. Knowing who we are, I'm sure you're already aware of that. And just stay tuned, we got some really interesting stuff,
Okay.
in the cooker.
Okay. Okay,
so,
next.
with God's blessings, we'll be able to come back out the gate strong.
You're going to come back. Okay, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And next week is the 13th, February 13th. We have Tommy Smooth, Tommy Too Smooth.
Right?
Okay,
all right.
and Tommy is a comedian, and
I've heard of him.
yeah, we went to the Wyndham.
Yeah.
Okay, and recorded his act. He's fabulous, and I talked to him today. I told him how excited I am, how excited he is that he's coming on the show next week, and he has performed as 21 different characters.
Wow.
Okay.
He changes his character when he performs.
That's cool.
Yeah, and he has done a little singing too. And I was talking to him today. And he said, "Oh, I don't do any singing." I said, "Oh, yes, you do." And he said, "Oh, yeah, because I had some CDs, some songs, stuff I wrote." I said, "Well, I want to know all that when you come on the show next week." So tune in next week for Tommy Smooth, and I
Too
want to
Smooth.
say Tommy Too Smooth, and tune in next week. And then I want to say thank you again to you and Ty. Okay, I want to say thank you to the world and Facebook and all you guys that joined in today, and hope you join in next week and stay with us and help us keep this music
And I don't know
going,
how I
right?
forgot this.
Who?
Yesterday was Ty's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Ty.
Happy belated birthday
yes,
to Ty.
Yes.
And today, Mom and Pops are shining down on both of y'all, because today is the date of their wedding anniversary.
Oh, God. Now you
How
make
special
me
is
cry.
that?
That's real special. I'll cry
Mom,
in a minute.
Pops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Peace,
We're
everybody.
out.
Thank
Are we
you.
done?
We're done.
All right, let's roll.
Listen to